Hey guys, Tough Thumbs here. So I decided to do a quick video. This video means a lot to me. Just got done a long day of work, did some crazy stuff, made a gigantic folder. I won't get into it this video, but next video. But this is a video for my good friend, and I do mean that good friend, not just an acquaintance, Chris Goodwyn. See Good Knives, you guys might know him on YouTube as @PeacePeace, or probably the most terrible Call of Duty player ever, White Feather. But actually, it's funny, the story behind my relationship with Chris is he actually got me started with the knife pimping. So it goes pretty far back, about 3.5, 4 years ago. I don't know how we started talking, but we started talking. And he did a Spyderco PPT, and it just blew my mind. It was a blue G10 with like the same pattern as the PPT, and it kind of inspired me and pushed me to I just wanted to do it really bad already. But like after seeing that, I was like, you know, and talking to the guy, and he did this, and I was like, well, if he can do it, maybe I can do it. So yeah, we got our start there, and we always played a lot of Xbox games together. Kind of like after working all day, we would just wind down and play Call of Duty and stuff. And it kind of went on that way for a few years, and we've stayed in contact. We even had plans to move to Texas and actually start working with him, but it didn't quite work out. It'd be quite a major move, but I started pimping my knives. You guys know the story. He did it too, but he was a little more under wraps than I was. A lot of USN stuff, a lot of stuff. A lot of Emerson's pretty much, and he did really, really good work. And I still think his pimp jobs are very, very original compared to a lot of people. So, and I'm sorry about the lighting in advance, guys. Hopefully it'll show up well. But you know, Chris has been planning on making a knife, and he made a fixed blade, and I thought it was pretty cool. But then he had the idea to do a folder, and what I know about Chris is he's very thorough. He pays a lot of attention to detail. And he worries a little bit too much, but you know, he basically showed me the knife. I said it was awesome. You guys may have seen it on Instagram. It's a Ferronaut. Don't ask me what the hell the story behind the Ferronaut name is. He told me, but I can't remember. But so with Chris, I've always said he's very meticulous and a lot of attention to detail. So I'm not surprised that this knife, being his second one he ever made, is absolutely perfect. It's on par with some of the best knives I've pretty much ever handled. So I was lucky enough to get number one, or you know, he has his prototype, then there's number one, which is mine, which is also A, letter A, because he kept asking me what number I wanted, and I said I don't want a number, I want a letter. I don't know, I'm weird. But it came today. And Chris was super worried, you know, just like I was. Like I was really freaking out when like the first person who got my Tannic got it. So this is it, guys. I got it today, and I gotta say, and this is not, you know, being a friend or anything. I'm just being absolutely 100% honest. This knife is perfect. There can be some things that you can nitpick, but it's not enough to even say it's a flaw. It's a personal preference, maybe. So right off the bat, mine has this milled pattern on it. Really nice. He asked me if I wanted this. I was just go with whatever the hell you want, dude. So I just wanted his work. I didn't want to have any input. I wanted him to make something for me, and just have it be completely crisp and just minimal input, just so I could have, because that's what I like. I mean, I could do all my pimp jobs and whatever. You know, I'll change things here and there if I don't like something, but for this knife means a lot to me. And also, hold on a second here, guys. Where is it? So I got two more knives that are also on par with this. These knives mean a lot to me. There's one more coming from Alex Dietz, also a really good friend. These are my really good friends. You got Gavco, you guys know that he's pretty much my best friend. Great guy, you know, pretty much think of him as a brother. And I was really excited to get this, and you know, it'll never go anywhere, and I love it. It's got more than sentimental value. It's just awesome. So, and I like, even if there's flaws in any of these, I like it because it's you yeah, it's just a lot of their personality in it. So this is Mike's flipper. It had some issues, but it's perfect. I mean, this thing is ridiculously solid, Mike. You're nuts. I mean, the lockup is 100%, but it'll probably be there in 30 years, same way. It's just awesome. I did modify it a little bit, but me and Mike have our differences in finishes and stuff. I'm plain. I like plain gray, so you know, did that. But I love this knife. Will be with me till the day I die. Next up, we got the Ferrum Forge Pretium one-off for me. Elliot is also a really good friend. I've never met him in person, but I've spent many hours on the phone with him. I consider him like probably, you know, a very good friend. So this knife also means a lot to me. And after that, I mean, I look forward to getting these more than anything else, pretty much. I mean, if I had like a custom this or that on order, I don't care. It's a knife, and I'll maybe sell it eventually. But these, I know I'm never going to sell them, so I know there's going to be like a good relationship between me and the knife. So I've used both of these extensively. I've had this as my go-to for really sharp knives. This guy I carry all the time because it's fun to play with, and it's very sharp, and it's just an all-around great knife. So both of these just mean a lot to me, and they are beyond valuable in my collection. So, you know, I got some knives that are worth a ton of money, and they will go before these, as well as this. So back to Chris's knife. So another thing you notice right away, if you can make this out on camera here, it says CG for his initials, and it says Red River, New Mexico. It's just where he's from. He actually moved there not too long ago. I heard the whole story about it. It's pretty cool. Nice stonewash finish. Really nice beveling around the edges. He was super worried about that. I don't know why. Pillar construction. The pocket clip is a sculpted clip. I'm not sure if this is the standard one for every one of them, but it's really nice. I like it a lot. If you can see the subtle beveling on here. So there's a slight beveling here, here, and here, which is basically the perfect spot, because this is where it might intrude on your grip or something. Everything is nice and rounded, but it looks very angular. The lock bar cutout is gorgeous. Goes with the frame really nicely. Nicely surface, almost flattened to the scale. Pivot screw on this side. This one's not touched, but doesn't intrude the grip at all. It has a really nice clean look to it. Just really clean. Just two simple screws, both going into the pillars. Chris told me I should polish these, but they're fine. He's a little bit crazy. So, another thing that's crazy is it's just absolutely perfectly centered. Now, this is a guy that has not ever handled really any custom knives. So, I was kind of shocked when he asked me, what's the action like? Because I've never handled a knife to compare it to. And I'll get back to that in a minute when I start to flip it. But I believe it's GDC bearings. I'm not sure. I think it's alpha pivots. Yeah, they're alpha pivots that have been laser engraved, special for him, which is really cool. The flipper, very comfortable, nice and rounded. It's got a little hole in it. It kind of adds a little bit to it, a little bit of detail to it. Now the blade steel, this is what I like a lot. He chose to use S30V. Now a lot of people will be like, well, why the hell would he do that? Because there's S35. Because Chris is a realistic person when it comes to steel, just like me. His experience with S35 is generally very positive, so he chose to go with a steel that he has experience with, which I completely 100% respect. You don't have to go with the top shit, and just because S35's out doesn't mean it's better. There's a whole debate about that, but it's not better. It's better in some ways and not as good in some ways. But S35 used to be like, oh my god, the greatest steel in the world, and now everybody's all bitchy about it, but it's amazing steel. So anyway, now the action is perfect. As you can see, perfect detent, perfect flipping action, very simple, really perfect lockup. This is the type of lockup that I go for on my knives. Not too early, but not 50%. It's around 35-40%, and the detent's absolutely perfect. Now the blade is a satin finish, so you have a really nice flat grind on here, a really nice beefy secondary which is really, really sharp. Good job, Chris. You showed me up for sure. Let me see if I can find a piece of paper. I have not tried this yet. I've cut a couple things today with this, but oh yeah. So yeah, super sharp. Super, super sharp. A nice choil there. I'm not sure what the thickness of the steel is. It's over 1/8 of an inch. It's very nice. But this pretty much is your perfect EDC knife. And here you go, a Benchmade Onslaught next to it, so you can see a size. It's pretty much the same size as a paramilitary, which is also good. As the paramilitary is my personal favorite EDC of all time. That's like excluding any like customs. But Chris, seriously, dude, don't doubt yourself. Like, you've been so worried about this. And I can tell you that for your first knife, this is an absolute home run. And anybody who's got one on order, I know there's a few people that don't know who the hell Chris is. He's kind of low key. I can tell you right now that this is just, I mean, if this is his second knife, I mean, the guy's a fucking asshole. I hate him. Just kidding, Chris. But the action is just perfect. The ergonomics are perfect. The best way I can describe this, it's like a Brad Blunt meets a stout, meets like a Turpin. It's not like fall down smooth, like just like fall like this, but it's like that perfect smoothness that's like, it's perfect. Basically, there's nothing bad you could say about this knife at all. And I wanted to say something because Chris wanted me to give him advice. I will give him advice over time. I'm probably going to carry this thing for the next couple weeks, if not more. And that's what I've done with the Ferrum Forge and the Gaff Kill. I like to carry these primarily. I do carry these a lot, these 3 knives a lot, because they mean more to me than just, you know, whatever. Because, you know, if I break them, I could send them back and get them fixed real quick because, you know, I got it in with the maker. But Chris, even though it's like it's got a slight belly to it, and it's got a really nice angle, so you can basically have clearance for your hands, even though it's almost a Warncliffe. So you can actually, you know, like this one I got rid of it because for cutting food it wasn't very good. I like to cut food with my knives, and this one doesn't work too well with that, but it's really good for other stuff. So Chris has a bright future, guys. I mean, check him out on Instagram. See Good Knives, or it's Chris Goodwyn. I don't know. He changes his shit around. I'll put a link in the description, guys. But seriously, I know his name was Bison Knives, and I don't even know. He's just switching around so much. But this thing is gorgeous. It's perfect, and I gotta hand it to you, Chris. I'm very, very, very impressed. I mean, look at this. You can see. You see that tip there? It's absolutely perfectly centered, and you see that standoff, that little pillar there. The tip goes right to it, and it cannot touch it at all. It's just ridiculously precise. So, guys, I mean, I could tell you a review of this thing. I mean, as long as the heat treat's proper, which I know it is, and as long as yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, as long as it holds an edge like I guess 30V should, there's nothing I could say bad about it. I mean, I know how this 30V performs, so I don't have to give you a performance review. I've spine whacked this thing. It's solid, which is impressive, because most knives that are even customs, they do fail the slight spine whack, and it doesn't really matter because you're never putting that kind of force on it, but it's impressive to see that it doesn't at all, especially for a first knife. I mean, everything's perfect. So, Chris, do not get down on yourself ever. Don't question yourself. You're doing it completely right, and you did a fucking hell of a job, dude. So, guys, please check him out. Give him support. Don't destroy him. This is an awesome knife, and you'll be seeing it. A few more people are getting them pretty soon. I know Jim Skelton and I know Laffer are getting one. My recommendation, and I can't wait to see their reaction to it because it's awesome. So, this is my boy. It's my boy. He's all grown up. Great job, dude. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Peace.